Hi, I'm Sarang and we are building Inovact Social, which is a social network for students and entrepreneurs. In the last video, I had spoken about a 4-step plan to upskill from scratch, where I had covered the first 2 steps. And in this video, I'll be talking about the last 2 steps, which is networking and mastering. So now you have learned 2 skills. It's time to master 1 skill. There are 2 ways to master a skill if you're still a student. The first way is to freelance. I know that there is a lot of competition in the freelancing space, but you will have more chances of getting a freelancing gig because you've worked on advanced projects. There are so many freelancing platforms like freelancer.com, Upwork, Fiverr, and Fueler in which you can get onboarded. The advantage when you freelance is that you will be working on projects that real people will be using. This way, you will get a chance to understand building industry standard projects, realize what are all the things that can go wrong in production, and also learn how to build applications which are scalable. Another way to master is internship. There's a lot of debate going on between interning at an MNC and a startup, so let me break down both the scenarios. An MNC will have a big project. The big project will be worked upon 10 small teams, and each small team will have 10 team members. And ultimately, as an intern, you will be working on a minute part of a big project. When you do this, the pace in which you will grow will be slow. So now consider interning at a startup. Even a startup has a big project which is shared by 3 small teams. Each small team will have 2 to 3 team members, and now if you are part of this small team, you will be working on a big chunk of the big project. Now the pace in which you grow or the amount of exposure you will get in a small time is significant. I would highly suggest you to intern at a startup as compared to interning at an MNC. The takeaway for you in both cases has to be mastering 1 skill. Now let's move on to networking. I'm sure you would have heard this cliche statement, which is network is your net worth. But I have slightly tweaked it, and I would say the pull you have on your network is your net worth. Let's take an example to understand my statement. Assume that you have 1,000 people on your contact or email list. This does not mean that all the 1,000 people in your contact list come under your network. Give all the 1,000 people a simple task which may take just a minute or 2, and then see how many people actually revert back to you with this task. Let's say 300 people revert back to you. That means your pull is 300 and the real network you have is 300 people. I hope you understood the difference. But now comes a question. How do you get 1,000 people on your contact list? And before that, let me speak about something called building in public. That basically means whatever you're learning, it can be coding or working on a project or working on a startup, talk about it online. You can post about it on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, or X. This will help you build a distribution and a personal brand for you. The only reason Inovact Social has over 5,000 users is because I started talking about it online. Anyways, coming back to our main topic, you can build your network in 2 ways, online and offline. When you consider online, you can join multiple WhatsApp groups which are relevant to you, be active on LinkedIn and X for your personal growth. But there's a trick in getting people to help you online. Assume this situation. We are meeting face to face and I tell you that your t-shirt is amazing. What would your first response be? Thank you, right? Did you see what I did there? I complimented you and made you feel special. It's a psychological trick. When people make you feel special, you will be obligated to respond or at least say thank you. You just have to implement this online. Let's say on LinkedIn, you find someone who can help you. Straight away, if you ask them for help, they will not even open your message. Instead, go to their profile and look at any of their posts that interest you. Now send them a message about how their posts help you and thank them for sharing the information. Now the person will respond back since you made them special, and they will feel obligated to at least say thank you. That is when you have to ask for help. See, people are kind. They want to help you. You just have to ask them the right way. So this is all about online networking. Coming to offline, if you're living in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore or Gurgaon, there will be a lot of startup networking events which you should not miss. I know sometimes going into a room full of overachievers will make you feel low, but that's exactly the room you need to be if you want to grow in life. When you meet people offline, especially in networking events, you don't have to please them or even make them feel special. Even if you are not doing anything great in life, all you have to do is introduce yourself and ask them what they do. Who knows, maybe you're meeting the founder of a unicorn startup or a VC partner, or maybe someone like you who's open to collaborate. The hard thing about offline networking is not speaking there, but making your mind to go there. So leave your ego, be open to meeting new people, and all you have to think about is learning from others. You can find networking events in your city on apps like Luma, Meetup, or even in WhatsApp communities that you're a part of. Well, that's basically it. I've told you why you have to upskill, how you have to upskill, and where you have to upskill. I hope you learned something new from this video, and do consider subscribing if you can relate with my content.